Welcome to Program with Sam, and today we're going to be getting started with Python. Today we're going to be looking at getting started with Python. So in order to make the process really simple, we're just going to be using Anaconda, which is a distribution package that basically sets everything up for us in one sort of like easy to find place. So if we head on over to the Anaconda website here, you'll see that there's several sort of like links here, and we're going to want to go for the Anaconda distribution. So we're going to download it now. And then you're going to be brought to this page, and you have to pick sort of like the version that you want. So we'll take Windows because this is a Windows PC, but if you're on Mac, you pick Mac, Linux. And in terms of the version of Python we're going to be going for, we're going to be going for 3.7. And I'm going to be installing just download the installer, save. And then once that download's finished, you're going to go ahead and install that, and then move on to the next step. So the next thing you're going to want to do then is actually fire up Anaconda. So if you go ahead into your search bar, you should see the Anaconda Navigator, and that's what you're going to want to fire up. Then when Anaconda Navigator is fired up, you're going to see this screen. This is the Navigator, and it has all of your sort of environments set up, your IDE kind of things, and then these different environments for depending on sort of what packages that you want to install and work with. So for the purposes of this tutorial series, I would recommend Jupyter. I think that's what I'm probably going to be using for this tutorial series, and I would advise you to do the same just so that it all looks the same. And Jupyter is quite modular, so it'll, you'll be able to see exactly what you're running as and when you run it, and you can even put notes in it as well if that's something that appeals to you. An alternative would be Spider. I'd recommend Spider as well because it's a very nice IDE. I've used it for projects in the past, building neural networks and such, and yeah, it's a nice IDE. But for the purposes of this tutorial series, you'll want to make sure that Jupyter is downloaded and installed. So if you go ahead and click Launch, that will then fire up Jupyter. And Jupyter actually looks something like this. It looks like it comes up in your browser, and it has all of the file system here. So then you can navigate to sort of like your documents or wherever you want to store your Python stuff, and you can create new Python 3 notebook. And that would be then just a blank Python 3 notebook, which you can then write Python code in. And that is essentially how to get set up in Jupyter, and we'll have a look at how to get set up in Spider. And this is what Spider looks like when you launch it up. It looks very reminiscent of an IDE. You've got the console output here, you've got your actual code here, and then if you want to make a new script, you just do new file. And it's pretty self-explanatory what everything does. So the last thing to cover now then is going to be how to install packages if that's something you want to do. And it probably is later on down the line. You'll probably want to install a package. If at any point you're running code that I've written and it says that you're missing a package, then this is your point of reference and this is how you'd go about installing it. So what we're going to do is we're going to navigate to the search bar in your operating system, and you're going to look for Anaconda prompt. And if we click that, it will bring up this window, and it looks like the CMD in Windows, but obviously it's got a different sort of like command input line. And you just want to write conda install, and then you put the package name. So if we say conda install pandas, it'll then collect the package metadata, solve the environment, and then it should then just automatically install everything. It might ask you whether you want to update it if it already exists. And it's as simple as that. And that's it for this time. Next time we're going to be looking at data types and variables, the indentation that Python has, loops and conditionals within Python, and declaring functions, and then how to call them. If you'd like to follow me at Program Sam blog, or follow the blog directly, programwithsam.co.blog, that would be much appreciated. And I'll see you in the next one.